Today, we are going to be playing Matchmaker with MTG partners, and we're going to tell you why it works. And I'm going to start off with Kodama of the East Tree. This is a 6-mana 6/6 spirit with reach. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. And I think this is going to partner quite fine with the Brinelin the Moon Kraken. This is a 6/8 for, 8 mana. When Brinelin the Moon Kraken enters the battlefield, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 6 or greater, you may return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So if you can bounce gigantic spells back to your hand, well, it's not. So what I'm saying is, you play something with an ETB. And then what can end up happening is you can bounce those ETBs back to your hand eventually. And then what you can do is replay them. And then whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you can put something else on the battlefield. So as you're bouncing back, your 6 drops and then replaying them. You know, it's not like you're completely tempoing yourself out. Do you hear me? Do you hear? Does anyone hear me? I don't care. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Dimitri. Let's look at Amy Pond and Rory Williams. Apparently, this is more of a flavor win. And Rory Williams. By the way, we can also look at partner with. Partner, anything that's partnering. Doctor's Companion, also totally fine with me. Okay, Amy Pond. We have a 3-mana 2/2 human. You can have 2 commanders if the other is a doctor. Okay, I see. Partner with Rory Williams. Whenever Amy Pond deals combat damage to a player, choose a suspended card you own and remove that many time counters from it. I see. So we can get our Ancestral Recall in play even earlier than we expected. Now we got Rory Williams, a 2-mana 3/3. First strike and a lifelink. The last Centurion, when you cast this spell from anywhere other than exile it with 3 time counters on it. It gains Suspend and Investigate. Well, it's not going to be gone for very long because the call of Amy Pond is calling you. And you're going to, whenever she deals damage, you can remove that many time counters. Choose suspended card. You remove that many time counters. So Rory Williams, you are coming back. I like it. Okay, we got our first super chat. Where's my super chat thing? Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro plus Tormod the Desecrator. Ghost of Ramirez and Tormod. Okay, let's take a look at this. 3 mana for a 2/3 Spirit Pirate. The Ghost of Ramirez can't be blocked by creatures with toughness 3 or greater. When Ghost of Ramirez deals combat damage to a player, choose up to 1 target card in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library this turn. Put that card into its owner's hand. Huh? Deals combat damage. Choose 1 card in target in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library this turn. Put that card. Oh, I see. So, we could like bounce. We can bounce creatures back to our hand. Or actually, can we bounce like anything back to anybody's hand? Yeah, in a graveyard. Any graveyard. All right, how about Tormod? The Desecrator. This is a 4/2 zombie wizard. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Is this plants versus zombies? No, this is spirits versus zombies. Spirits versus zombies versus vampires versus other undead stuff. So as we get rid of the cards in our graveyard, we're going to get the zombies. And also we get creatures back to our hand. It's a huge combo. By huge, I mean small. David, Silas Ren, the Seeker Adept, and also Ignacio of Mira's Marvels. Okay. What are you saying? I was building a Dragon's Approach deck with them. Why not? 3 mana 2/2 human, Death Touch. Whenever Silas deals combat damage to a player, choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may cast that card that is basically Emery, Lurker of the Loch. Only artifacts? That is a very broken ability by itself. Okay, how about Ignacio of Mira's Marvels? It's a 4-mana 4/3. It's an Acorn card. Are these both Acorn? One's broken, the other one's fantasy. Okay, when it enters the battlefield, choose armor, blood, book, bottle, fang, fire, scroll, spear, sword, or water. Whenever you cast a spell with the chosen object and its art, create 2 treasure tokens. I have no opinion about this. I have nothing. What the hell is going on here? Deal comment. You choose target artifact. So what are you like bringing? When it enters the battlefield, choose armor. Whenever you cast a spell, I don't even know what the synergy is because like this doesn't cast anything. You may. Oh no, you do cast the card. Okay. So you can cast maybe some books or spears or swords from your graveyard or something, especially the swords. Next, will there be music today? Oh, we have no music. Sorry about that. I did not know that there's no music. Hold on. There should always be music every show. Okay, hopefully you hear some music now. Sorry about that. Okay, moving on. Christopher B with Faceless One. Or a green background. Why? So you can have an enchantment. What's a green background? Choose a background. Well, okay, come on, Christopher B. You can have a background as a second commander. You know the show. You need to pick one. With Umori Collector as a companion. Umori. This isn't a background though. This thing doesn't count. Okay, moving on. Islarf. Tormod the Desecrator. And Sidar. Condo of Jamura, mainly for Abzan purposes. We have a 4-mana 4/2. Oh, this is. Oh, did we do this one? Okay, so this is the one where if a creature leaves the graveyard, you get a 2/2 zombie, and we are going to combo it with. Does anyone like the Valentine's Day synergy that we have here going on today? Okay, we have a 4-mana 2/5 human knight with flanking. Creatures the opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less. Well, guess what kind of creatures we're making? We're making the 2/2s. We're ramping them up. We're making a zombie army. Apparently, it's so disgusting. No one wants to block our zombie army. I love it. Next up, let's take a look at. Well, we have Dangerous One. Obeka, Brute Chronologist, and Croxa. The Croxa. One. Those aren't partners though. Obeka, Brute. Or is there a Croxa? Neither of them are partners. Sorry about that. We are donating this. They have to literally have the partner mechanic. Can't be just. This is not your usual random MTG combo show. Just a random age with Jessica, Thrice Reborn. By the way, partner with and also Doctor's Companion is definitely going to count. Wow, Planeswalker that can partner? That's ridiculous. And then we have Tavesh. Tavesh is broken. Okay, Jessica, Thrice Reborn. Jessica, not Jeskai, 3 mana for a Planeswalker. When it enters the battlefield with a loyalty counter on it, for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone. Okay, so if I cast it once, we're starting at 1. For 0, choose target creature until your next turn. That creature would deal damage to one of your opponents. It deals triple that damage to that player instead. That is insane. -X. Jessica, Thrice Reborn, deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. X damage. So we're damaging for 1 at first. So how is it going to have any synergy with this? Okay, Taveshat, +2, create 2/0/1 Black Thrall creature tokens. They don't even attack for damage. They don't deal any damage. +1, you may sacrifice another creature or planeswalker. If you do, draw 2 cards. Oh, we can maybe sack our planeswalker so we can replay it with more loyalty. Draw 2 cards, then draw an additional card if the sacrifice permanent was a commander. And also -10, gain control of all commanders. Put all commanders from the command zone onto the battlefield under your control. Okay, I can see that. We sacrifice our own Jessica. Don't worry, Jessica, you're coming back so that she can come back with more loyalty. That's probably not the real synergy, but that's the synergy I can find on the fly. Anyone else call him Tavesh Shat on accident? Oh, I call this Tavesh Shat all the time. Who doesn't shat every day? Sometimes you need to shat. Oh boy. The 6th Doctor in Barbara Wright. I almost built this deck. Maybe I still will. Maybe I can convince you, old boy, all right? You've got something special. Okay, Barbara Wright. Okay, let's first look at... Okay, we have a 6-mana, 3/3 Time Lord Doctor. The 6th Doctor of all doctors, Time Lord Prerogative. Whenever you cast a historic spell, you copy it, except the copy isn't legendary. This ability triggers only once each turn. That counts for artifacts, legendaries, sagas. They're all historic. Which includes this person, Barbara Wright, who might have a second copy of you. 2-mana, 1/3. History Teacher. Sagas you control have read ahead. So we get to copy our sagas. We're going to have more than one... Sagas are legend. Yeah, saga is historic. We make multiple sagas, and then we get to basically skip to the good part. Who needs the introduction? Also, a Doctor's Companion. Next up, Keymat. Bralin, Sky Shark Rider, and Shabraz, the Sky Shark. Well, oh, it's not lead speak. It's actually just the Sky Shark. Old pre-con alternative commanders, but with Ether Drift, they get some help. Why not? Okay, there's a Brawlin is a 4-mana 3/3 human partner with the Sky Shark. Whenever you discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Brawlin Sky Shark Rider. Oh, this is literally the rider of the shark. They made a separate card. So where is our Kargan Dragon Lord? Where's the Kargan Dragon Lord dragon? If anyone knows anything about the Kargan Dragon Lord. Whenever you discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Brawlin, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Pay a red. Target shark gains trample until end of turn. What do you have anything to do with that? And then here's the actual shark that we're riding. More like a taxi. Flying shark taxi. 3/3 shark bird. Flying. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Shabraz, the Sky Shark, and you gain 1 life. And also for a blue or white, target human gains flying until end of turn. Is that going to be this human? So what's the synergy here? You discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this, and deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Shabraz, and you gain 1 life. It's like the opposite. So one thing gains trample, the other one gains flying. You cycle all day long. So hold on. So we cycle. We discard a card. We put a counter, deal 1 damage. Whenever you draw a card. Oh! Because when you cycle, you get both. You get a 2-for-1 over there. You got a little discard. You also got a little card draw. Okay, cool. I can get behind that big time. Evan with Baloth, Baradol, and Raised by Giants. Go tall and goad the board. Cause havoc and make treasures. 5-mana 2/5 Elf Shaman. Creatures your opponents control with power less than Baradol's power are goaded, but goaded in a bad way. They're not the greatest of all. Oh no, sorry, they're goad, not goat. Whenever a goaded attacking or blocking creature dies, you create a treasure token. That's like in a MMO when someone dies, you go loot them for, the good stuff. Take their armor and their gold and their weapons. Okay, Raised by Giants, a 6-mana background. Commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 10/10 and are giants in addition to their other types. Commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 10/10. Oh, I see. Okay. So what ends up happening is also I will absolutely choose backgrounds as well. Backgrounds also count for the show. So everything's going to be goaty. This thing's an absolute 10-10. Basically pushing everyone else around here. I like it. The perfect combo. Okay, Christopher B wants redemption here. Cecily Othelm. If for no other reason that you get all 5 colors in 2 commanders. Oh god. Oh, sorry, these are 2 separate commanders. Cecily and Othelm. Okay, Cecilia Haunted Mage, a 4 mana, 3/5 human wizard. Your maximum hand size is 11. When Cecilia Haunted Mage attacks, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Then if you have 11 or more cards in your hand, you may cast an instant or sorcery from your hand without paying its mana cost. And it's Friends Forever. Friends Forever also counting for this show. 3 mana for a 2/2 human, pay 2, tap. Choose target creature card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to the battlefield tapped. But Christopher B's plan is, all right, we've got, what is this, the Grixis? We got the Grixis colors on one side. We got the Selesnya colors on the other side. You've made a sort of artificial 5-color commander. Oh, partners like the card mech. Yes, this is a complete partner show. Can we do commander plus partner? They have to literally be partner pairs. Or it has to be a legal combination. We're just going to put it that way. You know, Doctor's Companion, Friends Forever, backgrounds. That's all fine with me. It's got to be a legal combination. Next up, we got Adam with Hardy of Mira's Marvels. And Rayhan. Mia, Hardy of Mira's Marvels. Okay, Acorn could be legal. Well, the last Acorn card we saw wasn't very legal. I play only spells with 6 lines of flavor text. What the hell is this? You get the Titanic sound effect. 4 mana for a 4/4 elf performer. Enter the battlefield, choose a number. Whenever you cast a spell with the chosen number of lines of flavor text, put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. Does it have a lot of... Okay, does it even have partner? It does have partner. 3 mana, and then we have Rayhan, Last of the Abzan. Oh no, I didn't know the Abzan were in trouble. The 3 mana 0/0 human warrior. When it enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever a creature you control dies, or is put into the command zone, if it had 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. But it doesn't have any flavor text. You know, at the very least, I think the partner should have flavor text attached to it. In my opinion, am I missing any super chats? I hope not. My super chat notification is not going off very well. Okay, Dangerous One is coming back for redemption. We want Val, Candlekeeper, and Noble Heritage. This is these are your CEDH partners? Sorry, hold on. This is Candlekeep and Noble Heritage. My favorite deck list to those interested on Moxfield, Val combo Azorius. A little self-promotion there. That's okay. It's fine with me. Val Candlekeeper Research is a 4 mana 2/3 human wizard with vigilance. Tap, add an amount of colorless equal to Val Candlekeep Researcher's toughness. This mana can't be spent to cast spells from your hand. Oh, but how about from the graveyard or exile? So you're going to add 3 colorless mana. This is a Grim Monolith on a creature. Noble Heritage for 2 mana. This is a background. Commander creatures you own have. When this creature enters the battlefield and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. For each opponent who does, you gain protection from that player until your next turn. And with that, we can make the Val bigger. It's going to be bigger and stronger. And also add more mana. I don't know how you use the mana, though. I guess you can use it for activated abilities. You can pay the cost of the Grim Monolith to untap it. Okay, next up. Bryce has an absolute banger combo. Kedis. Emberclaw, familiar, and Ishai. What is this? Ishai Ojutai Dragon Speaker. Okay, the familiar is a 2-mana 1/1. Whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. So you hit 1 for all and all for 1. But it has to be a commander creature. So who's dealing the damage? Ishai, perhaps? A 4-mana 1/1 bird monk flying. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Ishai Ojutai Dragon Speaker. This thing's going to get pretty fast. This is going to get big and fast. I mean, especially in the age of the fast mana, which still exists between the Soul Rings and so on. People are going to be playing a lot of cards into this card, which isn't even that expensive. You can get this out on by turn 2 and then smack people for a huge chunk of damage. Okay, next up we got Yoinker with Akroma, Vision of Ixidor, and Kamal, Heart of Kroza. Okay, so Akroma, 7 mana, 6/6, flying, first strike, vigilance, trample. At the beginning of each combat until end of turn, each other creature you control gets +1/+1 if it has flying, +1/+1 if it has first strike, and do so on for double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, protection, reach, trample, vigilance, and partner. So how do we get all these abilities? I'm sure the Heart of Kroza has something to do with it. Kamal is this 8 mana 5/5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. But for 2 mana, until end of turn, target land you control becomes a 1/1 elemental creature with vigilance, indestructible, and haste. It's still land, but it's not just going to be a 1/1, it's going to be a 4/4, thanks to the Akroma Vision of Ixidor. There's going to be some big lands. Okay, next up, Meme Bruli, Armix, Filigree, Thrasher. And you want Iktekik Salvage Splicer. Iktekik? These names are getting more and more abstract as time goes on. Okay, we have a 3 mana 3/2 golem. When Armix attacks, you may discard a card. When you do, target creature defending player controls gets -X/-X. Until end of turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control, plus the number of artifact cards in your graveyard. That's a lot of artifacts. Just do a little bit of self-mill, I suppose. I think this was the Salvage Splicer you meant? Yeah, the Salvage Splicer. All right, this partners with Iktekik, 5 mana for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token. So we're making more artifacts as we speak. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Iktekik and a +1/+1 counter on each golem you control. So for each golem that dies, and whatever doesn't kill you only literally makes you stronger. Because as they kill your golems, it's going to make all the other golems stronger. And also, if anything goes to the graveyard, it's going to count for your Armix. Next up, let's take one from Epic Nate. Arden. Intrepid Archaeologist. Into Rograk. Rograk? Yeah, it is pronounced Rograk. Son of Roga. It's really strange how this 0 mana 0/1 is like one of the more broken cards in the game. I'm very impressed. Okay, let's start off with Arden, though. A 3 mana 2/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of auras and equipment you control to target permanent or player. What do we want to swap it all to the Rograk? I mean, I guess so. The combination of menace and trample is pretty dangerous. So you put like all your equipment. It moves equipment, right? Well, any number of auras and equipment. Yeah. Okay, so you just swap it all onto your Rograk. And it's like, all right, good luck blocking this thing. You need at least 2 creatures. And they better be buffed enough because this thing has trample. JJ Gray says, oh man, I remember Splicers when MPH came out. I tried them out at my local game store. Oh, you went Bant, you say? Okay, next up, let's go with Hexnor. Did you get a suggestion yet? A Chroma. Vision of Ixidor. And Sakashima of of 1,000 Faces. Okay, so we know a Chroma gives +1/+1 for each ability that your creatures have. Then we have Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, the 4-mana 3/1. You may have Sakashima of 1,000 Faces enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakashima of 1,000 Faces other abilities, which is the legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. Would it work if we copy the Achroma? Oh yeah, it would. So we can copy the Achroma. We get 4 abilities right off the bat. We're going to buff each other up by +4/+4. We don't seem to be counting companion as yeah, I'm not counting companion. Yeah, it doesn't feel the same when it's companion goes with basically anything your deck is. So I don't really want to count it. Okay, a Blackbird. Let's get Ikra, Shadiki. Damn these names. And Timna the Weaver. See, that I can pronounce. That's a lot easier. Okay, Ikra Shadiki the Usurper. 5-mana 3/7, the Naga Wizard. Menace. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So basically, it's like whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Oh, so it's like a weird life link. It's butt link, all right? We gain life equal to the creature's butt. That's what makes sense to me. Now, Timna the Weaver. Oh, this thing's disgusting. There's a 3-mana 2/2 lifelink itself. And at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may pay X life. Where X is the number of opponents that were dealt damage this turn. If you do, draw that many cards. So we are going to convert the life that we get from our big butt. And this is a big butt. This is 7 power butt over here. Sorry, 7 toughness butt. And then we're going to convert them into cards. I love this. Is a great combo. Next up, let's take a look at Arrow with Ukima, Stalking Shadow, into Kaiser, Ruthless Stalker. This is a 3-mana 2/2 Werewolf. Ukima, Stalking Shadow, can't be blocked. And also, when Ukima leaves the battlefield, it deals X damage to target player, and you gain X life, where X is its power. So it's like a time bomb. Leaves the battlefield, deals X damage. So I'm gonna draw 2 cards, deal 2 damage. It's a time bomb. It's a 4-mana. Okay, so Kaiser is a 4-mana 3/3. Partner with Ukima. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. So the more you attack with Ukima, the worse this thing gets. Slowly, Ukima gets bigger and bigger and becomes an even larger problem. It becomes more devastating by the next time you kill it. Like you want to kill this thing instantly, because then soon it gets to a 3 power, 4 power, 5 power, 6 power. That's a lot of damage, and that's also a lot of card draw. Well, for the controller. Okay, we're going to look at more partners that we can partner up here on our, virtual Valentine's Day, or matchmaking that we're doing. But we got to thank our sponsors today, FusionGamingOnline.com. The main place I would go to get my partners. I partner up with Fusion Gaming Online for that very reason. Also, Etherdrift, your need for speed is here. Not pre-order. The cards are out already. Just buy them. If you had any idea, you have some concept of what kind of cards you want to get from the new Etherdrift set, get them at FusionGamingOnline.com and support the channel using coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online. Also, the greatest place for experimentation. If you want to partner anything together on Commander on Magic Online, The way to do it is with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_8GS. And back to our partners, the Ruthless Partners. Okay, next up, who has nothing yet? Don't think Crowcore Games got a combo. So the slowest ever inevitable clock. It's not that slow. It's okay. I mean, it's slow if you're in some sort of turn 4, turn 5 kill CEDH pod or something like that. Crowcore Games with El Heru, Solemn Ritualist, and Slurk? Slurk? All ingesting? Counters. Yep. Is that what it's all about? Is it also about proliferating too? Okay, this is a Al-Haru, Solemn Ritualist, is a 5-mana 3/3 human monk. Enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures. Whenever a non-token creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So ETB, put counters. Whenever a non-token creature with a counter dies, we make tokens. Make tokens, or whatever. Okay, Slurk. The all-ingesting. Very hungry. Oh, it's lunchtime. This is a 6-mana ooze, 0/0. Enter the battlefield with 5 +1/+1 counters on it. When Slurk or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control that has a +1/+1 counter on it. What? So if Slurk or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter, put a +1 on each creature you control. Oh, that's incredible. So you first set up, step 1, set up a bunch of creatures with +1/+1 counters. And then as they die off, you just get to distribute even more +1/+1 counters across your entire team. I like it. It's good. Okay, next up. You have nothing yet? Rayhan. Okay, let's go back to Rayhan, Last of the Abzan, and Ravos, the Soul Tender. Okay, we didn't look at that one. Okay, so Rayhan, Last of the Abzan was a 3/3, enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters. Whenever a creature controlled dies or put into the command zone, if it had 1 or more counters on it, you can put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. I guess it's like, what's it called? Is it it's that artifact mechanic where if an artifact dies, you can move all the counters to another artifact. It's like the creature version of it. Ravos Soul Tender, 5-mana 2/2. Flying, other creatures you control get +1/+1. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So if they died, yeah, it's like it's sort of like the Ozolith. It's like the Ozolith, but there's another artifact mechanic. I can't remember what it is. It's like a Hardened Scales affinity mechanic. But so the deal is, when a creature dies and move the counters, well, you can just go get it back with the Ravos Soul Tender. That's fantastic. Dimitri says, if I was in a commander pod back in the day when I could play TCGs in person, it'd be hilarious because everyone in my local game store played nothing but janky control aggro decks in any TCG we did. How do you have a janky control deck? I don't know if I've ever seen a janky control deck before. I feel like control players are a little bit more on the try-hard side. So like the decks are generally pretty good. And also all your answers usually have to be very good. When people get janky, it's always the janky aggro way. People like to win quickly in bizarre ways, but they don't like to win slowly in bizarre ways, or rarely. Sometimes they'll play something fun for a win condition, but that's like one card out of the entire deck. Bulky, thanks so much for your suggestion. We got Rebek, Architect of Ascension, and you want to combo with Sealess Wren. Okay, Sean and Rebecca Agents. This is a 4-mana 4/4 human assassin scientist with vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, search your graveyard, hand, and library for a card named the Animus and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. This is technically not a partner card, right? Oh, this card has partner. This one does not. Disqualified. They both have to have partner, Bulky. But don't worry, I believe in you. I believe you will redeem yourself. Okay, next up. How about Toilet Duck? You didn't get anything yet? Will Kenrith. Will Kenrith and Rowan Kenrith. Oh, hold on. Where have I gone? Rowan. What a surprise. Okay, what's the next one? Do I have to read this? Isn't this like an incredibly popular combo? I could be wrong. I mean, I'm familiar with these two. Or maybe it's more flavor win than anything else. Another one for the flavor category. Oh, is it really bad? Okay, 6 mana Planeswalker, +2 until your next turn. Up to 2 target creatures. Each have base power and toughness 0/3 and lose abilities. -2. Target player draws 2 cards until your next turn. Instant sorcery. And Planeswalker spells that player casts cost 2 less to cast. -8. Target player gets an emblem with whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets with a copy. Do companions count? Nope. I'll tell you what. If you can get both companions to work, I'll count it. You can have 2 companions together, but they both have to function. Okay, Rowan Kenrith. Oh no, they don't count. No, you can't get 2 companions because you're only allowed to choose 1 before the game starts. So companions just straight up don't count. And then Rowan Kenrith +2 during target player's next turn. Each creature that player controls attacks if able. The -2 deals 3 damage to each tap creature and opponent the target player controls. -8, target player gets an emblem with whenever you activate an ability that isn't a mana ability, copy it. You may choose new targets with a copy. I actually don't see any synergy in this card. Have base power and toughness. They like do 2 completely different things. Rowan and Will can be good, but I've never seen it to be good. What the hell does that mean? That's like, yeah, these 2 cards, they'd be really good if they were good. But you know what? I've never seen it before. But I swear, it's probably good in the right situation at the right time. I think the problem with this pair, just out of curiosity, hold on, we're talking about partners today. Are these like, are they a couple, or is this like brother and sister? They have the same hair. Oh, not to be that guy, but the first card you suggested was told. Oh, sorry about that, Bulky. Okay, you can be that guy. Look, you know who runs the show around here, Bulky? It's you guys. I only push back when things get disqualified. Rebecca, Architect. Rebecca, Architect. The problem is, I have a feeling is it Rebecca, Architect? The problem... Okay, I'm going to look up Architect something else. Architect of Ascension. It's double B, Bulky. It's double B. You only have single B. That's okay. Okay, and then C-less Ren. Okay, we're on track now. We're on track. That's what's important. Rebecca, Architect of Ascension, is a 4-mana 3/4 human artificer. Artifacts you control have protection from each converted mana cost among artifacts you control. That's insane. Because this is about to be comboed with the Emery creature. So it's got Death Touch, but when it deals damage to a player, you can start bringing stuff back from your graveyard, and then it all has protection from artifacts you control. So what we need is artifacts you control have protection from each converted mana cost among. So we need a 0, we need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. It's game over. They're twins. Kenrith, the Return King, was their dad. Ah, okay. Kenrith, the Return King. So is that Kenrith Jr.? Oh no, that was Will. Okay. Kenrith is a completely different person. To be or not to be? Oh yeah, the double B. Lilian and Chandra? This is the wrong show, Michael. This is the wrong show. We're not looking for flavor victories here. Okay, who wants their second combo now? We're going for second combo. Okay, old boy with no 2 cards yet. Or no, 4, really, because everyone gets 2 cards on this show. Okay, we got Kodama. Kodama must be very popular. And Sakashima. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. To go off your starting pick, a single bounce land gives you infinite landfall. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. So whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it was put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. Do these just combo off each other? So you copy Kodama. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it was put there on the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser mana from your hand onto the battlefield. Oh no, I just get extra stuff on here. But I can have two Kodamas. Steve Cooper, welcome. Welcome to the show, Steve Cooper. Here, almost missed you for a second. I showed up late for the show because dentist appointment. Hey, I believe in the dentist, the power of the dentist. Yoshimaru, ever faithful. Oh, that's cute. It's a dog. And Keleth. Strong fact, a lot of the super chats go to my dentist. That's the economy around here. Yoshimaru Ever Faithful is a white 1/1 dog. Whenever another legendary permanent enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Yoshimaru Ever Faithful, and also has partner. Okay, next up we have Keleth for a 2 mana. It's a 1/1. It's a horse. Whenever a commander you control attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Also has partner. Okay, so how does this work? So whenever another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on our Yoshi. And whenever a commander attacks, put a counter on it. Is that it? Whenever another legendary permanent enters the battlefield, we don't bounce anything, but when we attack, we'll just make our dog bigger. That's what I'm interpreting over here. Okay. 2 Kodamas bounce off each other? Is that how it works? I don't get it. Hold on. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put on the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent. But we're just putting another creature onto the battlefield, right? I don't see how it bounces. So if we have 2 Kodamas. Oh, I see. Okay, so in addition to that, my first combo with returning something back to your hand, we can bounce the Kodamas over and over again. Okay. You're evolving my combo. You're evolving. We have it's a threesome partnership. Next up, Lesthian with Saravok, Deathbringer. And Raised by Giants. This is going to be a background, right? Good. Okay, Saravok Deathbringer is a 4 mana 3/4. At the beginning of each player's end step, if no permanents left the battlefield this turn, that player loses X life, where X is Saravok's power. It's going to get bigger too, because Raised by Giants means you're going to be a 10/10. What are they eating? That's a pretty good combo. And also it's Golgari. Okay, Kano, we got this time. We got Bruce Tarl and Hardy. Bruce Tarl, which one? Okay, the partner one. And Hardy of Mira's Marvels. Mustache Commanders in flavor text deck. The best mustache is the big barbell mustache. Okay, when it enters the battlefield or attacks, target creature you control gains double strike and lifelink until end of turn. That's a lot of life to be gained. And then we got Hardy of Mira's Marvels. Oh, a big extended mustache. Also Acorn card. Enters the battlefield, choose a number. Whenever you cast a spell with the chosen number of lines... Oh, it's the flavor text card. Put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. Is there any flavor text? There's no flavor text here. I don't understand playing this card in a partner matchup with no flavor text. Okay, Arrow. Anara. Wolvid Familiar. Oh, what's the second one? Bruised Tarl. Okay, Anara is a 4-mana 4/4 wolf beast. As long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible. That's okay. And it also has partner. You're invincible on your turn. Attack away. And so what is the difference with this? Okay. So target creature you control gains double strike and lifelink. So you can just send them in. Send in the army. Is it everything? Enter the battlefield or attacks target creature. Oh, I see. It's only one other creature. Okay, so send in Bruce Tarl. It's invincible. You're invincible. Don't worry. I got your back. Nothing's gonna happen to you. Nothing. I swear. Dimitri for your second combo. Radiant Sarah Archangel. Okay, that's a real card. And a Chroma Vision of Ixidor. No 2 subs yet. Okay, Chroma will give +1/+1 for every ability on a creature. Then we have Radiant Sarah Archangel, a 7-mana 6/4 with flying. So at least going to get +1/+1. Tap another untapped creature you control with flying. Radiant Sarah Archangel gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Tap another untapped creature you control with flying. Radiant. Well, okay. Yes. Okay. So we have a 7/5 flyer getting in for damage. Arrow says, alternatively, also works with any other nice attack triggers, but I like the Big Mustache Man. Big Mustache Man has a lot of potential here. Big Mustache Man is strong. Actually, a card I really like is actually the green one. Anara is incredible. As long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible. Everyone fights for indestructibility in this game so deeply, and there it is. Okay, Blanklands Geo with Akiri, Line Slinger, and Miara. Thorn of the Glade. One of the few companion combos that are compatible with having Lurrus, the Dream Den, as a companion. Okay, we have a 2-mana 0/3 core soldier ally, first strike and vigilance. Akiri Line Slinger gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control, and also has partner. So we have. How are we going to get all these artifacts on the battlefield? Well, maybe with Mira, or maybe not. Okay, this is a 2-mana 1/2. When Miara, Thorn of the Glade, or another elf you control dies, you may pay 1 and pay 1 life. If you do, you draw a card. What the hell is the synergy here? All right. How do we make this work? Because that's part of the show today. We need to, like, force this thing to work. Because +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Or another elf you control dies, you may pay 1 and 1 life. If you do, draw a card. It's like some sort of artifact elf deck. Core soldier ally. Do I put this in, like, I don't know, an equipment deck or something? The Mimic is comparable with Lurrus. I believe this is for the puppy companion. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what you can do here. You can play the Mardu colors. That's the best I got when looking at this. All right, we got Christopher B with Barakos. Party Leader and Folk Hero. 5 creature types to work with. Really? Okay, for Barakos is a 4-mana 2/4 orc. Oh god. Barakos Party Leader is also a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard, which means I guess you can. Does this support party as a mechanic, or it only counts as one? It's like one of those creatures, and you need literally 4 of them on the battlefield. When it attacks, defending player loses X life, and you create X treasure tokens where X is the number of creatures in your party. So I'm assuming this just counts as one. It doesn't count as all of them. And you can also choose a background And that background is going to be the Folk Hero. This is a 2-mana background. Commander creatures you own have whenever you cast a spell that shares a creature type with this creature. Draw a card. Each ability triggers only once each turn. What is this for? This is for a changeling deck? Do changelings break party? Well, probably not, because I don't think there has been one since then. Is there a Mishra and Urza partner? No, they're mortal enemies. They hate each other. There was a whole war about it, Michael. There was a whole war fought over Mishra and Urza. No, they're not going to be partners. They're just there's bad blood between them. Hey, Emil. How about Jahira? Hold on. I feel like I just went through half of this one. Did we see the second card? Oh, yeah. No, we saw it. Okay. I forgot it was a background. Okay, Emil. Jahira, Friend of the Forest, and Way Wild Visitor. Or Fey Wild Visitor. Okay, Jahira is a 3-mana 2/3 human elf druid. So we have a lot of the more important creature types here. Tokens you control have tap, add a green. And we get to choose a background. And that background, I suppose, is the Fey Wild Visitor. This is it's a blue background. Commander creatures you own have whenever one or more non-token creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you create a 1/1 blue fairy dragon creature token with flying. And I'll tell you what, that fairy dragon is about to add mana. For every single one that you get, you're going to be able to tap them for mana. It's a great combo. The more you learn, the more you earn. How about a Leshrac and Yawgmoth partner? Are you using Scryfall for any of this stuff? Hold on, so okay, is this Lesh? I don't think Yawgmoth, Leshrac. I think you're just trolling me here. There's an actual mechanic called partner, Michael. Michaeling. Okay, next up. Love Your Mind shoved the background into the background. Oh, you mean like your mind? Yeah, my mind shoved the background into the background. I totally forgot it was even a thing. Kagan, huge super chat. Thanks so much for your support, Kagan. Hargild. And Sophina. You get mana to pay for those clues at least. Not amazing, but they work together. Do you know what? Not all partners are amazing in this world. It's all about the synergy and enjoying your time together. This is a 4-mana 2/3 human. Tap to add double colorless. Spend this mana only to cast artifacts, spells, or activated abilities of artifacts. Sounds great. And also has Friends Forever is Sophina, the 4-mana 4/4. How many colors do you get to play here? 4? Oh, no, you get to play 3. You're in the Jeskai colors. Whenever Sophina, Spear Sage, Deserter attacks, investigate once for each non-token attacking creature. Okay, so we're making artifacts, and we add double colorless. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activated ability of artifacts. Which, by the way, clues you gotta pay too. So this is a card drawing machine. They're basically robbing the bank over here. What's a Scryfall? Yeah, this is a Scryfall. This website. Here, let's go to the beginning here. Scryfall is a powerful Magic the Gathering card search engine, and you can look up the partner mechanic creatures. Make your own partners. Also, you could use Google, but won't be nearly as effective. That's how it's the cheat sheet for everybody that's usually on the show. That's how you get people like Christopher B looking up every single card possible for any particular show idea that I have. Okay, next up, Crowcore Games with the War Doctor and Rose Tyler. Reed Rose, this should count because Doctor Companion is weird partner. No, it counts, definitely. I just don't know about the War Doctor. Doctor's companion. You can have 2 commanders if the other is a doctor. Is this considered... Oh, does this work? Oh, okay, so I thought they both needed... Okay, they don't need Doctor's companion. They just need doctor. I hope I didn't disqualify anyone earlier for this. Okay, I will absolutely count this. Okay, 4 mana for a 3/5 Time Lord Doctor. Whenever one or more other permanents phase out, and whenever one or more other cards are put into exile from anywhere, put a time counter on the War Doctor. Whenever the War Doctor attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of time counters on it to any target. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. How the hell is this going to work? Rose Tyler gets +1/+1 for each time counter on it. And then Bad Wolf, whenever Rose Tyler attacks, put a time counter on it for each suspended card you own and each other permanent you control with a time counter on it. So weird that you want your cards suspended. So whenever it attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of time counters on it to any target. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can have time counters on a permanent that's already in play. Yeah, all the doctors count. Oh, Michael Ing is like, okay, I don't use any tools. No cheat sheets. I just played since 95 and love the lore. And I love you showing up and sharing it with us. We got some love in chat. Also, Keymat saying, me too at the beginning, but it got really bad over the years. You know what? Magic the Gathering, it comes in waves. Our relationship with the game. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Sometimes you got to move to another format. Okay, is it good? But it buffs his counter, so it's okay. All right, that sounds good. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Toilet Duck. Vizlor. Turlo. And the 14th Doctor equals their combined color identity is Wooburg, so you can put basically anything in your deck. That's basically how people justified all these other weird combos. You could just say, hey, you could just have this one by itself, and that's like 4. That's a 4-in-1. Anyway, Vizlor Turlo is a 4-mana 2/5. When it enters, you may have an opponent gain control of it. If you do, it's goaded for as long as they control it. And at the beginning of your end step, draw a card, then you lose life equal to the number of cards in your hand. That's awful. So you don't even want this card. You're just trying to get rid of it like a hot potato. And then the 14th Doctor, very well dressed, I might add. 3 mana for a 3/4. When you cast the spell, reveal the top 14 cards of your library. Put all Doctor cards revealed this way into your graveyard, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So we're filling the graveyard with Doctors. Very, very sus, in my opinion. Very, very sus. Where did those dead Doctors come from? You may have the 14th Doctor enter the battlefield as a copy of a Doctor card in your graveyard that was put there from your library this turn. If you do, it gains haste until end of turn. Yeah, I can see I see the Wooburg synergy. The 14th is all 4 colors if you want. Chris B says, damn it, my math is wrong. I've never known the right way to multiply to find the number of pairs from a set. Well, your math isn't any better than ours. Lesthian, Halcyon, Emerald, Archdruid, and also Inspiring Leader. Halcyon, the 4-mana 2/4, pay 1 mana. Until end of turn, target token you control becomes a green boar creature with base power and toughness 4/4 in addition to its other colors and types. We're making... Is it a boar? Oh, sorry, a bear. It's a bear. The bears. All right, so it's a bear card. It's going to be a big bear. A 4/4 bear. And this one is in... Oh, and this one has background. Commander creatures you own have... creature tokens you control get +2/+2. So these are going to be giant bears. Oh no, it's commander creatures you own have creature tokens. Oh no, okay. What the hell? That is so weird. So target token. Okay, we make it a 4/4 and then we're actually buffing it up into a 6/6. It's going to be a gigantic token. I wish they bring back slivers. Best lore story I think also does really any 2 slivers count. Nope. They've brought slivers back many times, but each time they bring back slivers, I feel like it's really meh. You know, I think the last time we saw slivers in a big way might have been Modern Horizons 1. You could say that's it's been a while. They bring the slivers in back and forth. You know, it comes and goes. By the way, for this doctor in the Oracle text, doesn't just check for the 14th, 15 doctors in its in lore. It hits all doctor types. Okay, it's good to know. So, like, what you're trying to tell me? It hits like the changelings or something. Hexanorts. We have the 6th Doctor and Romana 2. Everyone's very well dressed in this Doctor, what's it called? Doctor Strange? No, sorry, Doctor Who. I'm sorry, I don't watch the show. It's revealed myself. Okay, 6 mana for a 3/3 Time Lord Doctor. Whenever you cast a historic spell, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary. This ability triggers only once each turn. And then we have Romana 2, the 4-mana 3/3 Time Lord Scientist. Vigilance, pay 1, tap, crit a tap token. That's a copy of target token that entered the battlefield this turn. And with the 6th Doctor, if you cast a historic spell, we copy it. Hold on, we're casting spells, but we're creating tokens here. What do these have to do with each other, if anything? And this has Doctor's Companion. It's like they didn't make any synergy with these cards. I guess the idea is, you know, partner and stuff. It was too broken, so they had to water down the synergy between any two cards. Okay, with that, it's a good time to it's a good time to end the show. Whoops. I hope everyone can find their partner in Magic the Gathering. As usual, we do this weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everybody who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thanks to everyone who's sharing their partners with us today. People like Old Boy and Kano, Dimitri, Bryce, Crowcore Games, Emil, Rated Lex, Old Boy, Kano, Varg, Steve Cooper, Little Dead Fly, Dustin. Oh, where would I be without all of you? I would be nowhere. That's why I love all of you. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep bringing up them coffees, and we'll keep bringing up the magic, and I will see you at the next cup.